Bruchim haba, welcome everyone to a special edition of All Parsha, the Bal Haturim on Parshas Nitzavim. So I'd like to share with you in this last Bal Haturim show before the Yom Adin, 10 offerings of the Bal Haturim on Parshas Nitzavim. Let's begin Perek Chav Tes, Pasuk Chaf. Perek Chav Tes, Pasuk Chaf. V'hivdiloi Hashem l'ra'ah. God will separate for evil. Mikol Shivtei Yisrael. Says about Haturim, what is this referring to? That Hashem will separate for evil. This is Gematria Hine Ze Yeravam. This is a reference to Yeravam ben Nevat. Mikol Shivtei Yisrael, of all the tribes of Israel. Who is considered the epitome of Ra, of all the Shivtei Yisrael, that Hashem has to visit punishment? That is represented by none other than Yeravam ben Nevat. And then the pasuk continues, pasuk Chavalef. V'omar hador ha'acharoin b'neichem asher yakumu me'acharechem. Asher yakumu me'acharechem. Rashi Tevos Aleph Yud Mem Rashi Tevos Achav Yeravam Menashe. They were wicked in Avodah Zarah more than anybody else, says the Gemara in Sanhedrin Daf Tzadi. However, even in this pasuk that's describing the wickedness of these kings, there's a remez to the tshuva of Menashe, because we have at the end of the pasuk, Vira'u esmakois haaretz hahivies tachalueha asher chila adonai bach. We have the word chila. The Bal Haturim points out 2 times in Tanakh, twice in the Masoretic notes, we find the word chila. We have asher chila Hashem ba, and we have Uchahaitzar Loi, Chilas Pnei Hashem Vayasar Loi, the tefillah of Menashe. When Menashe was put in the pot, he began to beseech Hashem. And what did the Rebbeinu Shalom do? The Malachi Asheris did not want the Rebbeinu Shalom to accept his tshuva, but Hashem dug out a spot, Tachas Kisei HaKavod, and it was Mekabel's tshuva. So just like Chila here is in connection to, so to speak, earthquakes and the ground breaking, like it says, Makois haaretz hahivies tachalueha, so too Chila by Menashe refers to the shake-up and the digging of the ground. In other words, Rebbeinu Shalom had to dig a special tunnel, Tachas Kisei HaKavod, to accept the tshuva of Menashe. We move on to Perek Chav Tes, Pasuk Chav Zayin. Vayiteshem Adonai me'al admasam be'af uvchema uvketzef gadoyel vayashlichem el eretz acheres kayom hazeh. The word vayashlichem, there's a big lamed, but aside from that, it's missing the letter yud to teach that this hashlacha, this throwing away, this casting away of the Jewish people was not to the Aseres Hashvatim. They were already exiled earlier. This is specifically referring to Ba'af uvechema uveketzef. The Baal Haturim says is Gematria Shivim, the 70 years of Bavel. So these 2 comments of the Baal Haturim really go together. Ba'af uvechema uveketzef is Gematria 70, Shivim. The word Shivim is Begematria. Ba'af uvechema uveketzef. And it's referring to the Golos Bavel, but who was Golos Bavel to? Vayashlichem, missing a yud, to Klal Yisrael, but not the Aseres Hashvatim. We move on. Perek Chav Tes, Pasuk Chav Ches, the next Pasuk. Hanistarais Adonai Eloheinu v'haniglois lanu ulvaneinu ad olam la'asais es kol divrei ha'torah hazois. So we know there are dots on the words lanu ulvaneinu, but there's still a dot on the letter ayin of ad. Why is there a dot on the letter ayin of ad? Says the Bal Haturim, it's to indicate, like we find in the Masechta Sanhedrin Mem Gimel Amud Beis, that for 70 days, from Rosh Chodesh Shvat, that Moshe started to teach the Torah, until 7 days later, the 10th of Nisan, then we are not punished for the Averos of Klal Yisrael. The Arvos has not begun yet. As Rashi says, that we were not punished on the Averos of the Rabbim until we crossed the Yarden. Therefore, there's a dot on the letter Ayin to indicate it will be another 70 days until Klal Yisrael will be liable for the sins of the Tzibur. Or, says the Bal Haturim, again, this is a remez to the 70 years of Galus Bavel. We move on to Perek Lamed, Pasuk Vav. Umal Hashem Elokecha Es levavcha v'es levav zarecha, which is famously a remes to Elul, and the Baal HaTurim points out, Es levavcha v'es levav is Rashi Tevos Elul. Therefore, we are noig to get up and to daven slicha is from Elul and on. Also, the Baal HaTurim says, Lule ha'amanti luris b'tav Hashem. The word lule is oisios Elul. From Elul and on, we are in awe and reverence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We continue on in the Baal HaTurim, Parak Lamed, Pasuk Yud, that the Rebbeinu Shalom says that Hashem will do good to us, and Hashem will bless our fruits, and He'll bless our produce. When? Ki sishma b'kol Hashem alekecha. When you will listen to the voice of Hashem your God. What does that mean, you will listen to the voice of Hashem your God? Says the Baal HaTurim, these words, Ki sishma b'kol, is gematria, ze b'kol divrei talmidei chachamim. This is the command and the warnings and the encouragement and advice of Talmidei Chachamim. What does it mean to listen to Hashem? Listening to Hashem means listening to Talmidei Chachamim, listening to the Chachmei Yisrael. In fact, the Chassam Sofer famously says in his Tshuva Siman Reish Ches that on Rosh Hashanah we invoke Va'akedas Yitzchak Lazaroi Barachamim Hayom Tizkar. We ask Hashem to invoke the Akedah of Akedas Yitzchak. Why do we connect the Akedah specifically to Yitzchak? Wasn't it a bigger challenge to Abraham? Abraham had to shecht his son. Abraham had to go home. Abraham was the one who had to slaughter and witness this. At the very least, it's also an Akedah for Abraham. However, the Chassam Sofer says that for Abraham it was not such a big challenge because he was commanded directly by Hashem. So for him it was Begeder Torah Shebechsav. His command was black and white. But Yitzchak's Nisayon was to listen to the Chachamim, to listen to Abraham, who was an established Navi. It was the test of listening to the authorities of the Torah Sheba'al Peh. That's the great Zechus of Akedas Yitzchak. That's what the Baal HaTurim is saying. Ki sishma b'kol. What does it mean to listen to the voice of Hashem? Ki sishma b'kol is Gematria. Zeh b'kol divrei Talmidei Chachamim. Parak Lamed, Pasuk Yud Beis, penultimate offering. Loi vashamayim hi leimar mi ya'ala lanu hashamayim v'yikacheha lanu v'yashmiyenu oisah v'na'asena. Says the Baal HaTurim, miyala lanu hashamayim is Rashi Tevos Mila. Soifei Tevos Yud Kei Vav Kei. How can one connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? How can one arise to the heavens? Only with Mila. Through Miyale Lanu Hashamayma. Rashi Tevos Mila, you could be Zoicha to the Soifei Tevos, Miyale Lanu Hashamayma Yud Kei Vav Kei, and you'll be Zoicha to rise up to the Shamayim. But without the Mila, one cannot connect to the Shamayim and to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And finally, offering number 10. The Rebbeinu Shalom says, I have placed different pathways in front of you. But I command you, and I warn you. Says Rebbeinu Shalom in Parak Lamed, Pasuk Yotes, Ha'idoisi v'chem hayom es hashamayim v'es ha'aretz, ha'chayim v'ha'maves nasati l'fanecha, ha'baracha v'ha'klala, uvacharta b'chayim, choose life. B'chayim is gematria, shivim. Shivim. B'chayim is gematria 70. Chayim is 68 plus the Beis is 70. To teach the life of Torah are the Shivim Panim Sha'Torah Nidrashas Behem, the 70 ways of expounding words of Torah. Here are 10 beautiful offerings of the Baal HaTurim. I thank you for joining us, Tavshin Pei Aleph, for the Baal HaTurim Al HaTorah. Bez Hashem, we look forward to continuing to learn the Ramazim and secrets of the Torah through the prism of the Baal HaTurim. Bez Hashem, in Tavshin Pei Beis. May we all be zoicha to a shnas chayim v'shalom, a shana tova u'mesuka lanu u'l'chol Yisrael. Amen.